an example of someone that started from nothing. And it's a story about Jim Carrey. I'm not sure if you've probably heard this, but very famous story of how he went up into and how he would drive every night to Mulholland Drive. It's a scenic drive along the mountain and just outside of LA. And when you get to the top of this, it has a lot of scenic points along the way. And then when you get to the top, you really get this great overview of LA. And he would go up there every single night when he wasn't famous. And he would go out there and visualize himself of, becoming this great actor, how people wanted to work with him, how he was like a superstar, and just kind of really making it real for himself to be like, I know where I'm going. And he believed it so much that he wrote himself a check when he had nothing. And he wrote himself a check for $10 million and kept it in his pocket because he knew that one day, and that was the vision. The vision was having this goal of achieving a $10 million paycheck. And so he had obviously seen this somewhere or visualized this at some point for him to be able to do that. And putting it on paper made it real. And so, it wasn't long after, maybe a year or 2 years later, that in 1994, he received a check for $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. And that was the first movie that he was really successful at. But, going from someone that didn't know if they were going to make it or not to becoming successful, it was that vision, right? Having that future vision of yourself and knowing that, hey, I can get there. And even for Jim Carrey, I mean, he had a passion for it since he was younger. So it's using your passions of what do you know right now. And I heard stories about him, falling down the stairs when he was young. And people would look at him, and anytime somebody would come to the house, he would pretend to fall down the stairs. And people would be like, hey, what, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, hold on, let's watch the replay. And he would go back up the stairs and he would try to fall down again. But he would do it in slow motion, trying to sound it out and do it again. But, it would catch people off guard. But it also made them smile and made people laugh. And he used the talent that he had to create this vision for himself and saying, I like entertaining people. And originally it was just to make his dad happy, but then he was able to go and make millions of people in the world happy. And so again, if you don't know Jim Carrey, he's a great comedian and has made some amazing films, amazing career.